everybody, it's Miss Annette here at Art Masters Virtual Classroom. Thank you for joining me again, and I want to tell you a little bit about Claude Monet. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was this book that I've learned a lot of this stuff from. It's called the Monet's Years at Giverny. Now that, he lived there a long, long time. When he first found this place, he rented it. He leased it from the guy, and then soon after, I think it was 6 or 7 years after that, he bought it. And it must have been a big area because, as I said, he built 3 different studios and one was almost a warehouse. One that we're going to concentrate now on is the Japanese Footbridge. This book is kind of amazing. It shows a lot of the different pictures that he did in Giverny. His garden, his beautiful, beautiful garden. We're going to do this one right here. Kind of like it. I like the dark tones. Now we're going to get to painting it, all right? You ready? All right, don't be afraid of this. All we're going to be doing is putting color where he put color. And we're going to see if it kind of looks the same, okay? He uses a lot of green in this. So what I did is I poured some blue and some yellow and some red and white and black. It's basically all the primary colors along with the white and black, okay? The black I'm going to use, now Impressionists hardly ever use black. What they used to do is put a combination of colors together to get that darkness out of it. You can get darkness or almost blackness with using a green and a red, if you have good green and red. And you can also use it having a brown and a blue together to get that black as well. You have to play with it a while to learn how to do it. But so that we could hurry up and get it done a little bit faster, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this painting and see where the darkness is. And I'm going to go ahead and put it down like this in black. Just like that. It's going to be my background. Yeah, just like this. And this blackness goes through the bridge. Don't cover the bridge up. Make sure you got your paints together. Remember, you use a paper plate or a palette if you have it, and pour your paint out first. I use a little bit larger brush for it because my paper that I'm drawing on is a little bit bigger than yours. But use the biggest brush you have to get this part down first, okay? It's kind of like over here. I'm going to leave a little bit of light in between each one of them so I can put some branches and stuff in it. Just like that. And I'm going to make sure I come through the fence. Make sure you come through that fence. Don't cover up the lines with the paint. But make sure you got a background of that darkness there. Just like that. Be careful. Don't cover your lines up. Remember, it comes all the way down. Just like that. And then this comes up here. He kind of almost, it's like a texture that he used. Sort of like this. What I'm doing is what I did with the lines in the pencil, kind of like that. That's what I'm doing with the paint. To give it a little bit of texture in the background. Just like that. Ooh, I like that a lot. I think I'm going to do it here too. Then you also have right on the tip here is some darkness coming down here. Yeah, just like that. It must have been a dark shadow or a leaf kind of over to stop the light from getting there. And then some in here inside the lily pads. And then some of the shadowing right here is dark underneath these plants that are up under the bridge right here. Always when you're drawing a picture, take a look at where the color goes. Alright, so I think we got all of that blackness that we need in there. And now what we're going to do is we need to make a green, because there's a whole lot of green in this. Almost a bluish green in some places, but a beautiful regular green in some of the others. Let me clean my brush out a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some of the blue. We want kind of a darker blue to begin with. So we're going to take a nice little dollop of yellow there. Wash your brush out. Yeah, and then grab your blue. See what we come up with. Ooh, that's a nice green right there that we can start off with. I think I want a little bit more blue in it. I really do. Yeah, I'm going to grab a little blue. You clean your brush out, because we don't want too big of a mess here. There we go. Yeah. There's a good green right there. Now, what he did is a thing called stippling a lot. It's dotting with your brush. So what you're going to do is you're going to come through here where all the black is. You're going to start stippling, just like this. Get all that inside, all that white. Let that dark show through the edges. We're going to do a little bit over it, but not too much, because we're going to put some light green over this too. Don't worry about the lines. We'll be able to bring them back with the other color. Everywhere there's shadowing that you did, you're going to put some of this green in it, okay? Just like that. Just keep stippling though. Don't brush it in. Just keep stippling. This takes a little bit more time, but it looks great when it's finished. Okay, so all over the top. I'm just trying to get the top of the bridge taken care of and inside the bridge. I'm not going to worry too much about anything else right now. Don't go that way, because we're going to be doing a little bit different technique over there. Make sure you get that wool right next to the top of that bridge. Oh yeah, good looking good. Just like that. Now the reason that I don't want to do it over here is because over here is a lot lighter colors. I may do it a little bit right here where the shadow is, because there's a little bit more shadow here. Not much, just a little bit. We'll kind of keep it open a little. Like that. Yeah. The dark green, but not as much. This right here is still with the darker green, but it's those little plants, these grassy plants like this. This you don't stipple. This you just fill those up-down lines that you made. There we go. See it? Yeah, just like that. The way I get those lines is I turn my brush sort of sideways. See that? I'm going to get a little closer so that you can see. I go this way instead of that way. Alright? So I go this way. Do you see it? Yeah? Instead of that way. And what I do is I just fill those lines in like that. Get more paint. We're going to go over them again with some more color to make the line stand out a little bit more. But right now, okay now. Yeah. Oh, we should paint these the green too. Make a little bit more. If you run out of paint, you know how to make it, so you just make a little bit more. Just like this. See? Yeah. Maybe you have those plants that go up and down that we drew. That's how you paint it, with the side of your brush. Just like that. Look at that. We're doing pretty good, aren't we? I'm going to go over them again, make them a little darker so you can see them a little bit. Ooh, I got a little bit of green that came out good. Yeah. I could see him painting his paint for his landscapes and using certain colors, and maybe he wasn't planning on doing it, but I mean, you don't clean your brush all the time, all the paint off of it. Some of the other paint's left over makes these beautiful combinations, because I got a blue and a green happening here. Put a little more shadow here. We're going to put some lighter colors in here to make it stand out too. And then we're going to, oh, these are more lily pads and things and flowers. We're going to come in here, fill this in a little bit. We'll come back and put some other flowers in there. But right now we're going to put some texture. There we go. Ooh, I brought a lighter green in there. I don't want to do that. I want some more brown or blue. There we go. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. That lighter green is going to work really well because we're going to bring it in here. There we go. Yay. Now there's a lot more we could do right here, and I'll probably come back and do a little bit more. Some more pretty soon. Now we're going to get a lighter green, okay? And all this in here is going to go in that lighter green. And what we can do is take that green that we were using, put a little more blue, stir it up, get it all stirred up, and it has sort of a bluish cast to it. And then we get a little more yellow, put it in there. And see that light green that we're making? Yeah, I think I need more blue because he has sort of a bluish tone to everything in here. There we go. Now watch this. A little more yellow. There we go. Yeah, I like some of that yellow showing through it. See that? And what this is, it's all the same trees, but the light is hitting it different. See that? And this is all stippling now, just the dotting. And when you dot it, so you get all that yellow and the blue kind of showing off. Yeah. See that? Get all the way to the top of that bridge. We could have did the bridge first, but I like it doing it this way because we can make the bridge stand out a little bit more afterwards. Now fill this in with that lighter green. All this white that's still open. And then in here, where we didn't fill it with the darker green, we're going to be filling it with the lighter green. Just like, ooh, some yellow showed up. Look at that. Yeah, there we go. And some more right here. See? It's taking shape, I'd say. You have to be patient with painting, especially this kind of painting, because it takes a lot of dabbing and you have to control the color. Yeah, there we go. I love to paint. I don't know about you, but I love to paint a lot. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I hope you like and subscribe. The more you like and subscribe, the more I'm able to do more. Okay? Look at that. I think we did. This side is looking pretty good. I might put a little bit more color here and there, but pretty pleased with the way that came out. Now, this side over here is that willow tree that I was telling you about. And the way this goes is he drops down. I'll show you. It's easier to show you than tell you, right? So this is what's happening with this. See this? We're going to make a whole bunch of lines coming down just like that. Yeah. Yes, some here and here. Everywhere that we didn't put these stippling is this kind of wavy lines down. Now we're going to be doing stippling, but we want these lines in here first. Okay, these are the branches that fall down off of a willow tree, just like this. Bring them down. Yeah, just like that. Kind of go into that point right there. But they also go in here, in between the bridge. Yeah. And then it comes down right here too. Just like that. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to take some of that blue because I want it to be a little bit darker. And we're going to do it again. See, the green and the blue, it kind of contrasts each other so it stands out a little bit more. Just like this. See that? Yeah. And to tell you the truth, what it is you know how we did the stippling, the colors on the colors? Well, we're doing the same thing over here, but we're doing it with the lines coming down. We're just doing this. That's why I say that the Impressionists just would keep drawing and putting color and forms together. Color and forms together. Do you see that? I'm adding a little yellow here too, every once in a while. We want you to be able to see it out, and we got to make sure that it's covered up with paint. So you're going to keep on going, but I want you to do these little lines so you can get those lines of the willow tree. See them? So other people can see them. There you go. We'll do some stippling here. I'm going to feel that color. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a smaller brush. Just a little bit smaller. And I use this one. This is a really old one. It's got kind of a round top to it. Okay. If you use a little bit smaller brush, maybe one of your round ones if you have one, and you grab your, I want them to stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to make a very light green. So I'm going to put some more yellow into this one right here. See that? I want it very yellow. Because what I'm going to do now is I am going to do some stippling now, but it's across here because I got little leaves coming off of it. See that? Little leaves. Yeah, this is what's going to take a lot of patience, guys. Right here. See that? Little leaves coming off those long leaves. In between. See that? Maybe a little bit more greener. Yeah. Keep on going now. We're going to be filling all these little white spots that was left with these little dots. Just like this. Wherever there's white spots left over, that's where we're doing it. Just like that. And you think about it, we're doing small renditions. When he painted these things, they were like that big. They were huge. He did use bigger brushes than we did. And he, you know, when you're doing your own painting and you're not copying something that somebody else does, it's a whole lot easier. But still, could you imagine? And the lily pads being 30 feet wide. Could you imagine doing all of that? 30 feet wide. And there was 3 panels. 3 30-foot panels. I mean, that man was amazing. And that's why it took him so long, too. The museum was waiting a long time for his artwork. In fact, they were asking him all the time. He was getting kind of tired of them asking him because he was an old man at that time. He had been sick a couple times. And his eyes were bad too. When he got older, he had to have a couple of operations. Look at that, this looks pretty good. I like it anyway. I like doing Monet. Monet is fun. As long as you know, are patient and keep on going, don't give up. It ends up being some pretty artwork. Got a little ways to go. We still got to do a couple more things here. But this is probably the hardest part, really. Than being more patient on this than anything else. Just fill in all that white spots. Make sure there's nothing cut open. Not in between these leaves anymore. There. Ooh, we're almost there. In fact, I want to get some bigger brushes like Monet had. He had this palette that was like that big. I was looking at it in a picture. It was huge. He probably just threw a whole bunch of paint on it. Could imagine how big of tubes he had to buy. I wonder if he made it himself. We should look into that and see if he made his own paints. A lot of artists do. Not me, but a lot of other artists do. There we go, almost. Oh, we're almost done with that, guys. At least this corner, huh? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go this way because a lot of that paint is on the side. Yeah. Do what you gotta do. Okay, now I'm going to also take some of this light because there's a lot of light coming through here too. But it's like little wavy ones like that. Like, okay, just like that. And all the way through. See that? It's like the light hit some of the edges of these leaves. Like that, see that? Yeah. You're getting done. You're getting it done. That lighter yellow makes it stand out a lot more. And it's a whole bunch right here. Remember, it's just a rendition. Always looks different. A little bit more dotting in here. Because one runs into another, doesn't it? One technique runs into another. There we go. Look at that. And you know, sometimes what I do is I'll go back to a painting if I want to. You know, I don't always want to, but when I want to, I'll go back to it and add a little bit more here and there. I'm going to take some, a little bit darker green and fill this up some more. Look at that. I want some little smaller ones over here too. Like it, the light's hitting it a little bit. And some flowers coming out of it. You see that? Yeah, I like that. There you go. Alrighty. Now, what we have here is sort of a reddish brown. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this green and we're going to put a little bit of red in it. Just a tiny bit of red. And what happens with that is you get a brown. See that brown? Came out right away. And what we're going to do is we're going to come down. Or really we're going to go up. We're going to grab it and go up. Grab it and go up. Just like this. Grab it and go up. Flip it almost. Just like that. And we're only doing the bottom part. Grab it and go up. Grab it and go up. See that? Need a little more of that brown. There. Ooh, that's perfect. There we go. Yeah. And go up. Just like that. Make sure you grab that brown. Oh, there we go. There it is. Perfect. Look at that. We're going to go all the way across. So my green comes out of my brush. I like that though. I like when you combine the mixing colors in it. It shows a little bit of each color. Makes it stand out more. But we do want that brown, so. Ooh, look at that. I'm going to put a little bit in here too. Make it a little darker. When you add red to green, you get kind of a black color. Watch this. It'll turn darker. And get it all through here. Yeah. Feeling that way. What I'm doing is, excuse me, every color that I use, I'm filling it in the white spots a little bit more. See that? You know, I say this every time, but wow, I wonder what his garden looked like. I bet that was beautiful. I bet it was absolutely beautiful. he would hire people to help set up his gardens. He would tell them what he wanted. And then he would say, I want this Japanese footbridge, and I want water to come through it, and I want my lily pads there. And then he would hire contractors, landscapers, and they would come in and they would help him do it. Okay, so on the bottom, the lily pads are almost a bluish color. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of that blue and we're going to add some white to it, just a little tiny bit of white. You guys make sure you clean your brushes. I've worked with paint a little bit longer. I can keep some of it fresh, but you guys, I've seen you grab that brush and not have any paint left over. I want you to be careful with that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to stipple all around. Don't touch your lily pads. Your lily pads are going to be kind of a little bit darker blue with white flowers on top. So we're going to go around like this, just around the lily pads, just with that lighter blue. See what I'm doing? And I'm stippling it now, just like this. Don't go over your lily pads. Just like this. Then you're going to get a smaller brush. See, we got all that done. And with the smaller brush, I'm going to go around here a little bit more. You're going to, I'll use this one right here. See that? This. All right, I know you guys got something like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit darker blue. So you're going to put a little bit more blue in that lighter blue you made. Because we want to go a lot darker so it really stands out. Okay, and then you're going to fill your lily pads right here. Oh, see? See that? Just whatever shape you made, fill it in. And they're all unusual shapes because that's what lily pads are. Just all different kind of, they look like pancakes almost, but not round pancakes. They're weird shaped pancakes. Okay, look at that. Keep going till you finish them all up, and then we're going to put white flowers on top of them. And then once we do that, we might fill in the lighter blue a little bit more. We'll see how it comes out. Just like this. Now you clean your brush out. Still the little one, okay? My cup of water's down here. Then I'm going to grab white. Just grab the white and I'm going to paint on my little flowers. Up, down, up. Do the next one. Up, down, up. Sort of like these right here. You just kind of bring that brush up. Make sure you have plenty of white, or you can go down. Just like that. See? My white kind of dried up a little. Yeah. Do each one of them. There we go. Almost. Yeah. See that? Look at that. I think I want to take some of that blue and fill these in a little bit more. I didn't staple it enough. Just like this. Fill it around the lily pads. See, you got the different colored blues so that the lily pads stand out a little bit more. Hey, look at that bottom part is done. What do you think so far? I'm really pleased with it. I don't know about you. I kind of like this a lot. What we're going to do now this right here is more of a, in fact, we should have used a little bit more of that black, and I'll show you why. Because it has more of a shadow underneath it. I'm going to use sort of a gray. I want to get the original brush I was using. So I'm going to take a little bit of that black and a little bit of that white and make a gray out of it. See that? So what I did is I took a little bit of the black and white and I made a gray right there, okay? And what I'm going to do is go underneath the lily pads here with the gray. Go around all the lily pads. Just like this. I don't know why this water is such a big difference than the one that's on the bottom. But it is. Just like that. And all you're doing is filling it in, going back and forth, left to right on it. Just like this. Take your time. Don't cover up those lily pads. Right here, some more. And if you just do, dab it side, you get kind of a texture in it. Like water, Water has those ripples kind of. Just like this. Yeah. Alright. And then the lily pads are a yellow and a white and a little bit of orange too. So let's get that yellow. I don't think it's a bright yellow. It's almost a light yellow. So we're going to take a little bit of white and lighten that bright yellow up just like that. And then all the bottom part, like the dark part blue here, that's going into yellow. See that? All your lily pads. And then we're going to be putting white flowers on top of that with a little edge of orange on it. Yeah. See? Just fill up those little shapes you made. Just like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure you cover those lily pads. There's so many of them. Right there. Any more? I don't think so. Still want to put some color in here though. I want to fill that in. Make sure there's no opening. Yeah. A little bit of gray and yellow in there. And in here. I think I'll dab it in here because these I didn't fill in as much as I wanted to. So with that same color we just filled the lily pads with, we'll fill this space up in here. All the white spots. And keep going back. You always want to go back and fill in if you got that color on your brush, okay? There you go. Yeah. Alright, now take your little brush again because we're going to be filling up those lily pad flowers with white again. So you take your little brush and you get that white and you fill the flowers again just like this. Remember to up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Right here, right here, wherever your lily pads are. Right here. Grab some more white. Want to have enough. Even if it's a little clumpy, I kind of like that look. Yeah, look at that. Because your acrylic or whatever you're using, it will dry and it'll dry flat. It won't dry clumpy like this. I wish it would. That would look cool. But it doesn't. There are some paints, there are some acrylics that you can buy that are very thick. And if you paint with them and you paint with them the right way, they'll get very textured, very clumpy. Right? Clumpy is a bad word, but it's basically what it is. There you go. There you go. Wow, look at that. Now, he did have a little bit of orange in there. You guys know how to make orange? Yeah, you take a little bit of red. I'm going to use a little brush again. A little bit of red. And a lot of yellow. See the orange? See it? Can you see it? Where's the orange? Right here. I don't want it too dark. But it's like if he has it on the edge almost of these flowers like that. Just some of them, not all of them. Here and there. I don't know if they're the shadows or what it is, but that's what he did. And then we'll do this one down here. Now we're going to grab some green too, because we have some grass in there. And what color is grass? Yeah, it's green. So we'll grab some more yellow, put it in here because that green is drying out on me. And what we do is those little grass spots I made, you know, the little lines, yeah, like this, up. If you go up, you start with a thicker part on the bottom, and if you go up, it goes to a point, so it looks more like glass. So you start on the bottom, and you pull it up, bottom, and pull it up. See that? Where else did I get it? I'm going to put it here. Also to these, I'm going to put a little bit of a yellow line to it so they stand out a little more. See that? Yeah. Oh, I like the way that does it. Yeah. Just like this. And here. Yeah. And some more stippling. Doing it with the little brush. I'm just finishing it with the little big brush. And you did in these colors, in these back parts where, back here, not the grass, go around the grass. Just like that. Yeah. Oh, I like what it's doing. Now, the only thing that we have left is the bridge. Okay? And the bridge is more of a kind of greenish blue. I don't want to say teal because teal is a little bit too dark, but it's in that family of the teal. And I'm going to take the bigger brush that I was using, that I started off with. So you use your bigger brush. Because we want to, what we're going to do is just be following the lines on this. And I'm going to take, I like that blue right there. And the way I made that was with white and a little bit of blue. And then we'll mix a little bit of this green in it. Let's see what we get. Almost perfect. We need a little bit more green. So we need a little more yellow. Almost perfect. Oh, I keep going back and forth. That's the thing about mixing paint. Oh, there it is. That's perfect right there. If you're going to be making a color, you want to start with a light, a lot of light, and a little bit of dark. And adding a little tiny bit at a time makes it more controllable. So, because if you make it way too dark in the beginning, then it's really hard to bring it back to light again. Okay? So make sure that you only add a little bit of color at a time, a little bit of dark color. Alright, so all we're going to do is fill our branch up just like this. Go all the way over to the other side like you drew it. Make sure you have plenty of paint on your brush. And if it comes out a little bit dark shades over here, because I'm picking up some of the blue while I'm doing this, Oh, I need more. A little blue. I might put some water in it, because when you put some water in it, it makes it go a little bit farther. There you go, look at that. I'm really pleased with that. Do the bottom part. Yeah, just like you drew it. Grab more paint. Over it. Oh, look at that. It's coming out good. And then you fill the other lines too. I'm going to fill a little bit here. So you have a line here. You have a line here. A line here. And then we're going to do the middle part. Ooh, I like that. What's happening is I have a little bit of blue on the edge and most of the lighter green in the outer area here. And it's getting that little blue cast on the edge on top. Here we go. Look, guys, we're almost done. You could fill it in with a little bit more stippling. The back one is a little bit lighter, so we'll put a little bit more white in it. We'll put that right there. Ooh, see that? Yeah, that came out great. And there's one right there. Remember we did those little 3 pieces in the background? Oh, here it is, right there. See that? Yeah. You know, we should come a little bit closer with the green, the darker green, or we could fill it in a little bit more with a lighter color of that green right here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Well, look at this, guys. This is our rendition of Monet's Japanese Footbridge. I like it. What do you think? Came out pretty cool. This is I might make this a little bit darker. I might play a little bit more with it. Put a little bit of green in between it, so it stands out a little bit more. I want to make it a little bit darker. And you know, when you're drawing your own piece, it's sort of like you take a look at it and you add a little bit more here and there until you feel like it's done, you know? You don't give up until it's done. So what do you think, guys? You like Claude Monet? But I think I'm done. Whenever you do a piece of artwork, at the end, when you were done, sometimes I put a piece after I'm done with it off to the side, put it on the wall or something, and then decide to sign it when I'm absolutely sure I'm done with it. But I'm done with this one, okay? Oops. Ramsey. Thanks for joining me. It's Claude Monet's Japanese Footbridge. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Please, if you like this, like and subscribe. I really need you to do that so that we can keep these videos going and I'll be able to do more. You guys take care. Be safe. Wear your mask and we'll see you next time on Art Masters Virtual Classroom. Take care. Bye.